The garden has a way of telling its own story. Every season leaves behind its mark. Some plants thrive, others struggle, and yet all of them remind us that beauty often grows from change. Today, we're stepping into a space that carries both history and hope. Behind the Dream Stream patio, a little corner of the garden has been waiting to be reborn. Plants once pulled out to make way for stone and water are finally ready to return home, and with them comes a feeling of restoration that every gardener knows well. There's something deeply moving about giving plants their place again. It feels like returning pieces of the puzzle to where they belong. As we place each one back into the soil, the story continues, but not as it was before. It's richer now, layered with experience. And that's what makes today's planting special. We're not just digging holes and covering roots. We're shaping the memory of this patio, making it whole again with greenery, textures, and life that will frame it for years to come. But before the shovel hits the ground, there's a smaller task with a surprisingly powerful effect. A group of mint plants, once wild and messy, are about to get a little refresh. They may not be the stars of the show, but anyone who grows mint knows their fragrance can transform a space instantly. As soon as you brush your hands across their leaves, the air changes. Peppermint, spearmint, lavender mint, and Swiss roller mint, all different, all with their own charm. Each snip reveals more than just tidy leaves. It's a reminder that tending to even the smallest details can bring joy. And this joy is amplified when the breeze carries that minty perfume across the patio. It's almost impossible not to pause and take it in. These little acts of care, though small, are what make a garden truly alive. You'll see soon enough how something as simple as trimming back mint can set the tone for a much bigger transformation. From mint to memory, our path now takes us to the grapevines. These aren't just vines, they're storytellers too. The clusters hanging heavy, glowing in shades of green and red, whisper of seasons past and promise abundance ahead. White Niagara grapes, humble in appearance, reveal their true beauty only when harvested. Because when their juice is steamed, it turns the most unexpected shade of pink. It's like discovering hidden treasure, grapes that look ordinary but give you something extraordinary. As we cut away the heavy bunches, there's a quiet wonder in realizing just how much life two vines can give. Every clump feels like a small miracle, the culmination of sunlight, rain, patience, and care. And when those grapes fill the baskets, the weight of them feels like the reward of time well spent. Soon, they'll become jars of jewel-toned juice, sealed and saved for winter, a taste of summer when the world outside has gone quiet. Back near the patio, the bigger planting begins. Montana moss juniper, viburnum, hydrangeas, and hostas, plants with different textures and personalities, each waiting for their new home. The juniper, with its deep evergreen blue, carries a grounding strength. The hydrangeas bring softness and blooms that shift with the seasons. The hostas, bold yet graceful, are the kind of plants that remind you that shade has its own beauty. Together, they'll create a harmony that frames the patio in layers of color and texture. But there's also a moment of choice. Not every plant returns to its old home. The blueberry muffin viburnum, for example, is passed on to a new garden. It's a gentle reminder that gardening isn't about holding on to everything, but about knowing what belongs where. Some plants find their glory in other places, and that too is part of the story. Digging into the soil, it becomes clear that planting isn't just physical work, it's emotional. Every hole dug is a promise. Every root covered is an act of trust that this plant will grow, thrive, and belong here. And as the garden reshapes itself, it doesn't just become more beautiful, it becomes more whole. The patio that once felt bare now begins to feel framed, embraced, and alive. Even the setbacks tell their stories. A fig tree that nearly collapsed after losing its roots now sends up a fresh crop of figs, proving resilience. A fern climbing through an olive tree weaves a new kind of unexpected partnership. And hydrangeas placed carefully beneath the arc of glow balls promise a show of color and light for seasons to come. The garden is always teaching us patience, reminding us that beauty doesn't always happen instantly, but when it does, it's worth the wait. By the end of the day, the garden feels transformed. Mint refreshed, grapes harvested, plants returned to the soil, juice preserved. But more than that, the garden feels whole again. The patio, once a project in progress, now has its living frame. The grapevines, once tangled, now carry their legacy into jars. And the gardener's heart, tired yet full, carries the satisfaction that comes only from seeing life restored. Every garden day is different, but this one stands out. Not because of the size of the project, but because of what it represents: renewal, restoration, and the reminder that gardens, like life, are always evolving. With every plant moved, every grape harvested, every jar sealed, the story grows richer. And tomorrow, the garden will begin again, ready to teach, to surprise, and to give back more than it ever takes.